Human trafficking is a global phenomenon that is fueled by poverty and gender discrimination. Human trafficking is the fastest growing criminal enterprise in the world. Every 30 seconds, another person becomes a victim of human trafficking. Every day, victims of human trafficking are physically, emotionally, mentally, and sexually abused by their recruiters, whether being beaten, starved, raped, and even killed. Does this sound too bad to be true? Listen to this story.
And as much as both my parents had great qualities, there were a lot of really unhealthy things that happened to me as a child. When I was 2 years old, my dad was introduced to crack cocaine. And so he began abusing crack cocaine. And at the same time, he was also physically abusing my mom. My dad and I had gotten into a really bad argument when I was 14. There was a guy that was living next to my dad at that point and said that me and my best friend could come live with him. He was 19 or 20 at the time, and we were both 14. We were there for about 2 weeks. I remember walking into the apartment and looking at, there's 3 girls sitting there that were all our age that had already been out on the streets. And it scared me, and so we, made our way out of that place. So I'm bouncing from one guy's house to another, and it was all adult men allowing us to live with them in return for sexual favors. It was survival sex at that point. The last guy that I ended up living with told me that I can either sell drugs or you can sell yourself. And that day they took us to where you can purchase girls. It was horrible. You're dealing with constant harassment or physical abuse, telling me, you might as well face it, you're just a hoe. That's why all I'm doing is using you. It wasn't life. Probably at about 4 o'clock in the morning, this white truck pulls up. We drove off, and he grabbed me by my hair, and he's saying all these things in my ear and telling me what he's going to do to me. He's going to kill me. And he had a picture of a little girl on his dashboard, and I asked him if it was his daughter, and he said, yeah. And I said, well, I'm somebody's daughter. He ended up driving me back to where he picked me up, and he let me go. A lot of girls, their story ends in that car. It was like, I hate this. I don't want to live like this anymore. And I wanted to have a normal life, even though I had, pimps and other girls around me saying, how are you going to make money and all this stuff. And it was a motivation for me to go show them that I was going to do it anyway, even if they didn't think that I could. I didn't feel like I had anywhere I could go where people actually understood. The first session I had with my therapist, she said, a year from today, your life will be different. Once I was connected with the healing community and the therapeutic community, it got better because I had people that could actually put labels on what I was experiencing.
So many girls endure the pain of human trafficking. It's time to speak out. Stand up. And fight human trafficking. Will you stand with me?